might be good to go. Oh no, I was talking to the stream. Alright, let's see. I have no idea where I was. Oh, let me make sure that I'm actually streaming and that everything is going as planned. Once I see my fingers, okay, good. Oh no, this is the older one. Switched me to a different account for some reason. It's very odd. Okay, it looks like I am live. Oh man, these fingers. Alright, let's use this and try to make some fingers. Fin 3. What's up, Aminu? Thank you. Yeah, no, it's coming along pretty well. Happy with it so far. I'm never sure how I'm gonna feel about a work, to be honest. Okay, let's try making this a little wider here. I think that feels a bit better to me. Just simple shape, but I think that feels better. Yeah, I think I like that. Also, I think he needs something. I think we need to add a torus. Something on the top of his shoulders, maybe. Shrink it. just feels like there should be something here. I don't know, maybe just a, might also just be like shoulders. Yeah, I'll just hide it for now. Possible shoulder. I don't want to overthink it too much. Yeah, the hollowness is going to be the black. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. But inside is black. It's all black. So somehow I want to try to match that. But I'm not exactly sure how. But I do want to keep him pretty hollow. Oh, you know what else? Maybe it's something with this. If I go back to... Oh, is that solid? Oh, that's solid. I can't even change it. I was thinking I could have possibly made the curve like connect sideways, but not really anymore. Oh, I can make these smaller though. I actually don't mind that at all. Okay, so let's make... What's up, Garm? Finally done with my ice cream. What flavor ice cream? I might not have to color the inside black. I mean, the background's going to be black. And the shadows might cover it, so it all depends on the final processes. But that's something I'll figure out. The coloring is always like the last stage after lighting, so I never think of the coloring now. Looks like you just need to paint the inside black with no reflection. Yeah, painting is that's like one of the last steps I do. Right now I just try to figure out the forms and the design. Ooh, and I have to trim the inside of that arm too. But that's easy as well. Okay, let's make these little cute little things. Let's add... Okay, so... It's kind of like this. The bottom does look a little bit wider, but it could be perspective. It's tricky. post subdivision up and then put this down so it's a little more round. I think that looks pretty good. And I'll move the box all the way up here. So this is going to be device A. Okay, so there's just a little square. I'll go ahead and validate it and clone it. This one is more square. I want it to be rounder though, so let's use round edge. Round that off a bit. But I want the back to be sharp, I think. So I'll use trim and rectangle. Good old X-ray. Trim the front as well. Okay. And then we'll just do a quick Boolean. What's up, Medulla? Thank you for the kind words. Otto's and Glass Fabricans old-fashioned vanilla. I've never had that, but it sounds delicious. But I love vanilla's my favorite flavor as well. When starting with your Skillshare course, which one would you recommend to start with? I would say whatever the latest beginner course is. So, because the further you go back, the more different Nomad is. So I would just say one of the earliest ones. Is there a way to see the classes in order? I'm actually not sure from like a student perspective. Honey Gruesome, what's up? Loving your Skillshare courses? Oh, I love that. Great to hear. I learned to model in Blender, but Nomad feels a lot more familiar and organic to me. Yeah, me as well. It's more like it's more not Skillshare. It's more like Procreate. So it's 100% to me. It's like one of the only 3D programs that I can just really get behind and kind of like work organically. How do I feel about this? I think I like it. Let's see what it looks like with smooth shading off. Yeah, it looks better. Smooth shading off, actually. Okay, so there's just 3 little lines. You know what? I should probably make those divots as well. Let's go back. Actually, let's just leave that as is. Device A. I'm going to turn smooth shading to auto. I'm still sort of learning the best practices when it comes to smooth shading and not smooth shading, if I'm being honest with you. more so how they affect when I bring it over to other programs, like when I bring it over to Blender. Okay, so there's 3 little divots, and we'll actually leave those connected. And it looks like they line up exactly with the bottom of this. Okay. Clone. Give them a little more space. Okay, these look good, so I'll just join them, clone them. You know what, I should do the buttons too. So we'll just kind of smooth this out a few times. So then you have that nice pocket. And I can even take these and move them in a little bit. And now we'll make those little buttons. Oops. No problem, Garm. Wait, what did I hit? I'm always hitting random things. Okay. Sometimes I excessively look at I'm so used to like looking the reference and making it perfect. I have to remind myself that I am free to do whatever I want. Okay. I think that's good. I'll validate it. Smooth it out. Decimate it. So it's really small. Clone. Buttons. Join. Box. Device A lines. Use round edge on those as well, and then just decimate them. They're way too big for what they are. That's better. This is device A. Okay, let's just go through and make sure everything is. So this is the palm. Oh, this was the old thumb. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this shoulder. validate it and set it to move origin. Okay, so it looks like, ooh, there's a fun X. I love making X's. So we'll add a box. Roughly the same size. Again, really wish I could move this thing. It'd be very convenient to be able to move it. Okay, so put this up to 2, put this down. So this looks like pretty simple. So let's start with, this is device B. I'm gonna have to write device B so many times. Minimum version of iPad Pro, it doesn't matter. You can use all iPad Pros for good results. What's up, Bun? Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate helping others develop their skills and enjoy. No, I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do, especially when people get really excited about learning and creating things. It's really rewarding. My first iPad Pro was the first iPad Pro ever, and that's what I started doing. That's what I started using Nomad with. And I didn't know what I was doing, so everything was like millions and millions of vertices because I just had no clue what I was supposed to be doing. But it was fun and it worked. And I used that for like 4 or 5 years. Okay, so we'll use this for a couple things. So we'll validate it. Let's just name it X for now. Device B. So symmetry, vertex. Let's go to local, and I think we need Y. Nope, we need Z. We need Z. So now we can see this line, the blue line here. What did I just do? Oh, there it is. Now I can see it. And we'll just stretch this. Turn these off. That looks pretty good. Should be able to shrink it without much problem. Might need it a little bit longer, actually. Okay, so let's change this to 45. Clone. They're a little short. But I don't think it matters that much. So those look good. So let's go ahead and clone these. These will just join for now. Wait, did I not clone it first? Oh, there it is. Join. I'll snap this back 45 and bring it over here for this very small little one. How did this get tilted? Is it already tilted? That's so odd. It's always so easy to like accidentally tilt things. I hate it. Okay, let's go ahead and clone this. We'll make another one here. I think I can still edit it this way. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And then what's next to it? There's two little lines. And let's just use these. Nope, actually let's stay true to what we're doing and use a box. Only because I actually do have fun with all these little details. Let's see. When one signs up for your Skillshare class, does said person get just a course or the whole catalog? You get the whole catalog. So if you sign up for a month, you can do classes all day, every day, all different kinds of classes. And there's tons of stuff on Skillshare. I have like 50 or 60 classes. So yeah, you get the whole catalog. Working my way through your tutorials. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Gasiux. I don't know how I did. Thanks for stopping by, Jonas and Gasius. Ominous Bun 13. Let's see. How do you feel about using Nomad Sculpt on new iPhones? If you don't have anything else, I guess it couldn't hurt. But I think that they're too small for extended use. But hey, if you don't have anything else, then why not? I'm currently using Nomad on the full Adobe Creative Suite on the 10th gen iPad. Okay, not a Pro. So far I've not had any hiccups. Yeah, the newer iPads are just as good as the older iPad Pros. If not, I mean, they're better at this point in time. I think anything is probably better than like the first iPad Pro. And the first iPad Pro was really good. I'm using cloud storage for everything though. I don't really use, I mean, most of my storage is on my iPad. I think I have cloud turned off, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I have it turned off. Yeah, I think I just turned it off for this because it winds up just being like, maybe it's on for some things. Oh yeah, no, it's not synced. Just maybe like shared albums. But I just turned it off. I just find it to be more problems than it's worth. And I only really use this for Nomad Sculpt and Balance 3D. So when I'm making something, anything I make I'm exporting, so it's always exported to my computer. Okay, Okay, so we'll just do these two little lines here. Validate. Clone. Beautiful. We'll just do db lines one, db lines 2. All right, so let's I think these I can leave as is. I can probably leave these as is as well, to be honest. I don't need to do the whole. Maybe I'll just leave the whole thing as is. It's hard for me, but maybe I will. Let's voxel remesh this. Smooth this out a little bit. Let's clone it. Device B, I'm going to validate. Okay. This I want to cut. Yeah, I might as well. No point in thinking about it. I might as well just do it. I'll take these two, join them. Hide. Device B. We'll do a quick save. And then we'll do a quick Boolean. I wish this was on the other side. I keep hitting that question mark. Ooh. Okay. Guess that's better. Do a round edge. See, I like that. I like the space around it. I think it looks good. Oh, you know what? Let's leave it. Let's make it a little longer, and let's hit these with round edge. Make them a little fatter. Okay, these look good now, so I'll just join them and then decimate, because these can be really small. This is going to be really tiny. This looks good. I can also decimate. You know, I'm so annoyed that this thing got tilted somehow. Look at this. How is this tilted? Bugs me. Okay, so these things, are they validated? Yes, they are. So we'll just join them, hit them at round edge, and then decimate. We'll leave it there. I'm just decimating because these things are going to be so tiny that I want to make sure that I'm not. I don't want to spend a lot of there's no reason for them to be big. So also, this is probably going to be some sort of screen. So let's add a plane. Ooh, actually, let's add a box. I've had bad experience with adding planes in Blender. So we'll just do a box, real thin. Good old X-ray. I love X-ray. X-ray is a winner. Let's turn smooth shading off. And then we can make this as small as possible. So we'll bring this down to like 4. Or maybe 8. Okay, I'll take 8. Device A, screen. Okay. Dev B. Excuse me. So Dev B. What is this? Oh, those are the lines. Dev B. Just nestling these. Just so I can have greater control over everything. Okay. These are so much fun. I think I'm going to save these individually. Save selected. Save to files. Oh, wait. Why in the world is that so high? Oh, device A. Bro. Is there anything else that's super high? Oh, device B is high too. Definitely no need for those to be so large. They're still large, but I'll just keep it as is. Save as. $2024 butter baby. Okay, we'll leave them there. Okay. All the drips I think are going to go straight up regardless of the angle of these things, I think. So something like this. So we'll make these nice and connected. Device A should be over device B. Maybe a tad smaller. But I think that looks perfect. I think that looks pretty good too. Ooh. Okay, let's go ahead and try to even these out a bit more. Make sure they're in the suit. I could also help myself out a little bit by taking the suit and making it a little flatter in the front. Because I am gonna have to tilt it, I think. Anyway. So if I tilt it and move it up, looks like I need to kind of widen the top of this as well. So I'll widen the top, make it a smidge smaller. You know, I think I like the size because I'm gonna have to shift some other things as well, like this. And I might as well kind of get that together now. So we have the helmet, and then we have the helmet. I think that's the helmet ring. We'll just put helmet ring so I can see it easier. So this has to be tilted down. So I need to be able to see the bottom, or see through it, I mean. So that's good. We'll move this up a smidge. We'll take the skull and move that down. So that's hitting that nice negative space. Then maybe we'll tilt this a little more. Okay, that's nice. I like how this negative space and then you have these round things. It's beautiful. I still might cut open the back of this to make it black. I could paint it black, but I'm not sure design-wise because I don't know what kind of background I'm going to have, but that makes a big difference too. Working my way, how do you feel about using Nomad Sculpt to new iPhones? Button mashing. I love it. Burner account. So we'll go with GC then. I like GC. Okay. Looks good. Part of me wants this to be a little bit bigger, but I think I don't really think it needs to be too much. And you know what? Maybe, now that I'm looking at it, let's take the body and all these, the arm, the cuff button, not the skull. I think maybe this is the whole body. Are the devices connected to that? Let's take the devices too, and maybe just move them back. How does that look on the front? Yeah, I think that's better. So if there was a neck coming out of there, The neck would kind of be like this. So I think that's far enough. Oh. I think that's far enough back. But that would make sense. At least to me it makes sense. And also, ooh, wait a minute. What did I do? I just messed something up, I think. Here's the front. Oh, okay, I think it's just an optical illusion. It's just an optical illusion. So, with move, maybe I want to expand the back, because we can't really see the back. Come on, I just want you to be nice and smooth and look like a, nope, not you. Okay, I can deal with that. Not as perfect as I would have wanted, but I can deal with it. I just want it to be sort of smooth, and yeah, I like that. Even if it doesn't really make sense, at least it's like, looks smooth. That's my motto. Not everything really has to make sense all the time. Most things don't. So let's go with device. And let's figure out where to put you. Okay, whoops. Okay, so put this here. Maybe we'll make it a little bit smaller, I think. Hey, you know what? I'll leave it. It needs to be here. We need to be able to see the bottom of it. It's very important to me to see the bottom. I think that's good. So we'll take this one and follow suit. So let's turn it on its side, and we'll just move it as best as we can to kind of match it up and make them look sort of smooth. Okay, I think that's probably the best that we're going to do. Maybe I'll tilt it a little bit. I'm good with that. We have room for the line going down, so I think that's all I need. Okay, so let's make these two little, what's the easiest way to do that? Probably a little tube action. Looks like it needs to, still has to make a little bit of sense. I do get hung up on all these like details, like to the point where it's like insane. But I think, excuse me, get hung up on them so that you don't have to get hung up on them later when it's more difficult. I think that's the move. What? Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Take it off snap so it doesn't keep doing all this craziness. Okay, so now let's just make these straight. Actually, no, let's put a little bend in them. Also, what's most important is how it looks from the front. It's hard for me to tell if it's like level in the front. That's why I keep touching it and it keeps spinning all the way around, because it's hard to see if it's actually, if I'm looking at everything straight. Okay, I think that looks good. This can be very small because it's just like a wire. So maybe we'll leave it at whatever, we'll leave it at 6. Is that too small? We'll leave it at 206. Seems quite big, but cylinders are kind of annoying like that. So we'll just validate it and clone it and move one over. I don't think I actually meant to validate it. Okay, that looks good. Nice. So let's do save. Okay, so these cuts are actually quite difficult, but I think I figured out a cool way to sort of do things like that, which is to use a tube and then use that to Boolean. So it goes down here and over that, which is not going to be the easiest. But, so let's use tube, and we might as well use path, spline, and snap. Snap for sure. I don't know if it helps if I touch the object I want it to snap to, but that's what I've been doing. So you have to do first and last now for some odd reason. And it's not really going to snap because there's not enough points. But now we have enough points, but it's just being weird. Okay, so something like this. And the smaller, like the more space it is, it'll be hard to like snap to the surface. But I think when you add them, you add more nodes, it should snap easier. But it kind of annoys me because then I have to like add so many. I'm trying to think if there's an easier way to do this than using the tube. The only thing I don't like about the tube is because like I want it to just be like a smooth. I just want it to be smooth. And when you have more nodes, it's like less smooth. What time is it? It's 11:30. And also they're not completely straight. So that's just like really annoying. But I'm trying to think if there's a better way to do it. I tried with like masks and things like that, but it has to be so dense for the mask to be clear to get a really thin line. This seems to be the best way, I think, to get a really thin line. So you make it really small and you kind of make sure it's like even. See right here, it's like, I want it to just like come above the surface to be even as the other ones are, but for some reason when I touch it, it's like going crazy. And I don't know why. Let's see. So I'm going to turn snap off just so I have more control over this. So it shouldn't go crazy anymore. Now I can bring it up and it's at least even with the rest of them. Okay, I'm going to make it even smaller. Which means I have to adjust these and just make sure that it's above the surface a bit. Excuse me. So the other interesting thing about this shape, you know what? I think it's fine. I'm just trying to think. So I'm going to leave this for now. And this is just going to be body split X. I'm going to clone it. No, I'll just leave it for now. I won't clone it yet. So we have body split X. And we might as well make any other things that we want Boolean for the body. We might as well do that. So we have these two spheres here. So we'll add, which isn't too difficult. Snap it forward. Okay, so we have two holes going through. I have my computer on a huge ice pack with a towel around it, so I'm not hearing a lot of the fan noise, because I also have things going on Blender. Okay, why won't you move? There we go. Okay, so there's a little bit of space between here and here, and it looks like it's a little bit closer to underneath that screen. So I think that's a good spot for it. I want it to go cleanly through, so I'm going to try to line it up as best I can with the body. I think that's good. Okay, let's check out the size. A little smaller. Move it up a little bit. Clone. Make sure it's going all the way through. Make sure they look like they're exactly stacked above one another. They might be a little too big, but I think that's fine. Do I want to do the same thing that I did last time? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I think these look good. So let's just validate. Clone them. I hate this. I wish that when you cloned, if you cloned two things, like that they were next to each other. Okay, cylinders. So let's just join these and do buttons X so we know to cut them. So I want to make sure I know to cut them, and these are button A, button B, okay, so those look good. If we look at it from the front, they look nice and straight. I think that works. Okay. You can do your thing. You can do your thing. Make sure everything is going well. What I need is a soundproof room is what I need. Okay, it looks like I'm still going strong. Nice. Okay. Oh, I can see myself. Okay, so we have the tentative split. Looks good. It'd be kind of cool if I did split this, but I used but I turned it into glass. That'd be kind of cool. But we'll just take a look. We'll have a look-see. I actually don't know why I'm using a mask. I don't think a mask is going to help me at all. Oh no, it might. It might. It might. I'm not sure, but it might. No, no. It actually looks like it's, if I invert it, you actually can't even see the back of the mask, which is kind of interesting. So if I did unmask, it would actually be like this. Oh, come on, mask. I'll be right back. Let's see if I can remember how to mute this for a second. The spacebar? No. Down? No. My face. I don't remember how to mute it. The mask is smooth because I think I have smooth shading on. Or no, it might be off actually. I used Boolean and smooth shading is off. Front facing vertex only. I might not need to do that now. Let's solo this so we can see what's going on. Oh, that's weird. Ooh. Interesting. You mean to tell me when I do this, it's not going all the way through? That's very odd. I think split or trim is the better move then. Trim. It's tricky though. Might have to trim it this way. Let's see. I don't remember why I wanted to. I think maybe just to stay true to the artwork. I mean, it's kind of cool. But I have an idea. So I do like that. But let's use split. So this way, I have the back part of the mask, helmet split, helmet main, but at least now I have this part as well. So if I want to like make it glass, I can. Nice. I'm gonna hide it for now. Okay, let's smooth out let's try to make this other split. I wonder if there's an easier way to do it. I don't think so. But at least now the surface area is much smaller. So we won't snap to the helmet. It goes here, and then it would be around here. So let's just make this as straight as we can. See? Why would you do that? I do not know. Okay, so that seems fairly straight. straight as a human can make. So we'll make it really small. I guess I should make it just as small as that one. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Why won't it just snap to what I want it to snap to? It's being so difficult. Okay, so let's make it a little smaller. Whoop. We'll take it off of snap and then slowly try to make it visible. But I found that this is the best way to make really small, like, cuts or creases in something. It still looks kind of big compared to this one. I think it is still kind of big, so I want to make it smaller. It's annoying, but hands shaking. Okay, I'll make sure it's fairly straight. Straight enough. I'm not even gonna mess with that. Okay, I think that's good. All the holes, all the rest of the holes in the thing are there, so that's good. Oh, this, I should have made this a little bit more straight down. Be nice if I could just adjust it. Yeah, it needs to be like here, I think. Yeah, I think that's a better spot for it. But again, you know, I need to get these like small details. Just gotta like get them done. Before you start making cuts. Okay, this looks good. I just want to make sure that everything is like going into the body. Looks even. Okay, so we'll do save. Okay. I hate that it doesn't look like perfectly straight. Okay. Okay, so I think for all of these, this is when things get tough. Yeah, I think this model is going to be pretty high dense because even the fingers, when I voxel remesh them, it's going to have to be high so I can keep the detail. But that being said, and I can't see the bottom of it, so I don't know what the bottom of it looks like. But it looks like that's his little spinal column that we can kind of make up. Let's add a cylinder. We're just gonna kind of have a little fun with it now. We'll use hole. We'll turn smooth shading off. Make it a little thinner. Like so. Okay, we'll just name this waist. Or east. I'll put it below the body. This is the biggest struggle. Edge this, and I feel like it would be a little bit squashed. Okay. Okay. You know what? I want a little something more for these two. Sphere and cylinder. Let's solo these. I think I want a nice trim here. Did I turn smooth shading off? Oh no, it's on. smooth it. I mean, I know it's not a real vertebrae, nor do I know what that would actually look like. But okay, you know what? Since we're messing with curves, why don't we mess with curves? Oh, I gotta be careful. I wish I could just keep it straight up and down. I think they get small towards the bottom, right? Spinal. Spinal and waist. Okay. So now let's just take a look. It's not bad. I might want to put something more on the waist, so I'm not sure exactly for now, but we'll leave it as is. But everything looks pretty good. I actually think I might be able to remesh the arms onto the body, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I might just leave the arms as is. Big decisions. I get the hair thing all the time, so Nomad Sculpt isn't the type of programs where you can add like hair in a way that you can like with Blender and other software. It's really not made to like, there's ways you can do it if you just search like hair cards. I think like Glenn has a video on it, and probably some other people have videos on it, Glenn Southern, so you can check that out. But for me, if I was going to do hair for some sort of character like this, I wouldn't do, it's not going to be like photorealistic, because it just doesn't have this, the systems aren't set up to produce like hair. Like you need like a specified hair like system, and it just doesn't have it. So if you're going to do hair, just think about any 3D, like, no, I guess that doesn't really make sense. You know, I don't have any examples on here. But yeah, you really just have to think of the hair as shapes, and then you can sort of make it, you can make it look good, but you really have to think of it as shapes. I have a Skillshare class where I do a woman, and I create her hair, but it's all just shapes. I don't think I have an image of it anywhere here, unfortunately. Okay, so let's see. Everything else is looking pretty good. So all these pieces, I'm not sure the best way to go about doing them. But maybe I should concentrate on The arms. Let's see if I use inflate over here. Let's see. I do like that. I do want it to look like the arms are going into the body in some way. Even if it's just, even if I'm just using inflate. Oh, I think I know what I might want to do in the back. Let's try to do, actually a torus cut in half might work too. It just looks a little too empty for me. But I think something like this will look pretty good. So I think I like that. Let's use X-ray. We'll validate this and cut it in half. Ooh. Validate. I guess I'm not going to be able to cut it perfectly anyway, so. Oh, this is in a mirror. Collar. Okay. I think I like that. And obviously we can't see the back, so I'm always okay with that. We'll put this up to 2, bring this down. I don't think I want to see it from the front though. Okay, that's good. Box, we'll put this backpack. We'll use a sphere. Now we're just free flowing a little bit. So let's validate it. Smaller symmetry, vertex, local. I think we want green so that we can just stretch it. Actually, don't mind that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll double it up. Or maybe that's too much. Okay, kind of like that. I can revisit, excuse me, I can revisit this a little bit later. Backpack small. It's always fun to kind of make these little accessories. Okay, and I can work more on that a little bit later once I figure out what I want. Okay, so as for the arm, oh, I guess I should figure out this hand. Hands are in the same position, so whatever happens to one is going to happen to the other. Executive decision. Yeah, don't think about hair as hair, think about hair as shapes. And you can just add a few like little hairs to make it interesting. What's up, Dentist Digital? Your art is amazing. Make me purchase the app. Yeah, the app, it's a really great app. I'm glad that I turned you on to it. I discovered it in 2021, and it's kind of amazing how, you know, you can spend so much on apps and all these things, and there's all these companies that have all these applications that everyone's paying thousands and thousands of dollars for. But I don't know, to me, Nomad and Procreate have been the best apps. They've just been amazing. I really want this to be nice and round, so I might have to subdivide it so it's not like losing so much shape. I don't know if that helped. If I voxel remesh it. I think voxel remeshing helped a little bit. Sorry, I know you can hear the people walking around upstairs. They walk very hard. Okay, so at least that's more round. I would like a little bit more of a bend as well. Trying to get that nice like curve shape. Alright, let's voxel remesh this. I have to make all of these round at the end. Okay. I need some water, I think. Let me mute for a second. All right. So validate, voxel remesh. Round out the ends. Yeah, I think live works well because I just spend so much time editing, and it actually makes it difficult to like get to more sculpting. I like editing the time lapses, but at least now I can just like download them and then edit them. So it's kind of working out a little bit. Validate, voxel remesh, like 150. This is like all the tedious stuff that people see my time lapses and they're like, oh, I can make it look so easy. But it's very slow going. This is a thumb. It would kind of be like this. That would go in. This would go up a little bit. little smooth. Okay. All right. There is one interesting thing about these fingers. I don't know if I should rotate it a bit more. Because it looks like the palm is actually facing out a bit more. Kind of like this. Whoop. Wait a minute. I don't have the palm. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's actually, I guess this is going over that. So I really wouldn't have to do much. So the only problem is voxel remeshing these together, I'm going to lose a lot. So it's going to be kind of high res. So I think before I even do that, I might just add these little things on them too. I'm just debating on whether I want to use extended spheres or extended cylinders. I guess spheres. I should just make one and then build off of that one. So I'll go, they're all about that big. Okay, let's clone it. Actually, there's no perfectly round ones. So, okay. What's up, Abe? What's up, Amsel and Juke? I'm using an M2, I think 2022 M2 iPad Pro. Do the new ones even come out yet? I feel like they come out tomorrow. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't keep up with everything. Alright, so let's clone these. We'll hide the originals. And we can just kind of have a field day with these guys. So A. And there are different spots on the hands too. Good to know. So I think that means I need to go ahead and reverse the arm and the cuff. So I'll add a mirror. This will be arm. This will just be cuff. Cuff button. I don't think I need to do that. Please let me select the arm. There we go. Pudge arm. We'll add a mirror. But I think we'll validate and uninstance. Pudge arm left. Right. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the pivots now so I don't I might as well do the same thing for the cuffs. Validate and uninstance. Cuff right. Yeah, they do a lot of walking up there. Heavy. So here's the hand. What is the best way to do this? I don't know if I want to join them. I could just join them and then add a mirror. And left, let's go ahead and save. Okay, so now we have the hands there. And they're nice and separate. I don't know what else I'm going to put on the belt, but I'm going to wait. I might put something else on it. And then I'll tilt it forward. But it's easier when it's straight. So So these drippy drips. Oop. I'm going to go ahead and just voxel remesh this together. Actually, no. I'm just going to turn symmetry off. Make it real small. Make it a little bit thinner, maybe. Clone and move it up. I think I can turn symmetry on and continue to, well, maybe not. Symmetry Y. What's the symmetry? Oh, that was weird. Little glitch. Clone. Okay. Like so. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Yeah, I should just clone from here. Whoop. Oh, that's weird. When I make it smaller, even though it's on local, the thing isn't moving the line where I feel like it should be in the middle. Oh, now if I do world and local again, it jumps to the middle. Interesting. So let's clone this and put one here. And these are quite big, actually. I'm probably gonna mush them together, though. So I'm just gonna keep them as they are for now, I think. Okay, we'll clone. Okay, and I think to make this, it'll be easier to use a tube. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not even gonna go too crazy about it. I think it'll look nice when we smooth it. Okay, this. We'll just move these down a little bit more. Okay. Maybe right around there. I think that looks good. Kind of want to make these black now. It's getting close to looking like something, so I get excited. $12.30. These are interesting. Walking upstairs. Okay. This might be easier with tube, because I'm gonna have to, you know what, I'll just use drag at the end, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna voxel remesh these like into the mesh. I don't know. Okay. Put these right on his little finger. Make it nice and thin. Clone, world, local. We'll make this, ooh, I did tilt it, and it seems like that really messed it up. Interesting. Okay, so what I'll do is I don't know, what will I do? Just delete it. Clone. Yeah, let's remesh it. We'll remesh it ridiculously high, and then we'll just decimate it. So now we can turn it, adjust it, anything we want. There's the two. There's two down there. There's a few there. There's one here. Looks like it's in between those. We'll make it a little bit bigger. Local symmetry. Yeah, these are actually connected. So I'm not sure how I want to connect these. I guess a tube? I don't even know it's Snap-on. Why is it being so strange? Sometimes the tube tool just likes to be difficult. It's kind of like acting like it has, like snap is on sometimes. We'll just validate that for now. We can always come back to it. So I'm not sure what's going to be connected to the bottom of that. Okay. So I see no other option than to voxel remesh the arms, because they both have cuts in them, which we're going to have to do a really long cylinder in Boolean. And this is definitely going to go through at least 2 of these. So it's going to be high. It's going to be really high res, unfortunately. So if I box remesh this like maybe like 400, let's just see how the lines look. Okay, it's not bad. Maybe if I don't smooth it, it'll be fine. So let's add a cylinder. Snap it forward. We'll turn smooth shading off. We'll validate symmetry, vertex, vertex. Is it Y we want? It is Y. So now we'll stretch it. Okay, so if we're looking here, let's do a quick save. Wait a minute. Oh, all of a sudden it's this one? Alright, I get it. Weird flex, but okay. Okay, so this is just a singular one. I think that's a good spot. Just gotta make sure I have room for the small one, but I think that looks pretty good. So I'll clone this, move it up, world local, make it small. Looks like it's right over it. So let's move this down a smidge. And give that a nice little home right there. And it's pretty much the same on the other side. So maybe we'll just make everything a little smaller. Okay, but this side doesn't look like it's going all the way through, so we'll just go like that. Make sure that's going all the way through. So now we have these holes here. I'm not going to label all those, that'll take forever. Sometimes I just decimate when I'm not worried about the topology at all. Like for these really small things, if it's just like visual for renders, it doesn't really matter too much. But if I was gonna bring this over and like I wanted to, you know, like do some animations with it, I would try to make it everything as efficient and try to make the meshes as efficient as possible. So just so it works smoother. But something like this, I'm not too worried about it. Because we don't really need the topology for anything, and especially since it's a pretty high res mesh, so it doesn't make that much difference. But the number is quite high now, but there's so much I can decimate that it'll get much smaller. Okay, what was I doing? Body holes. You have to excuse the construction. There's always construction going on. We'll make it a little bigger. Okay, do I want it straight through though? And it doesn't need to be that long. So we'll do something like that. Road local. Alright, let's see X-ray. I just want to make sure that everything is going through and not hitting too much of anything else. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so this does kind of go up, but I'm not sure what the best way to... It might even just be once we make the cut, using trim and making that round, the part of the body. Because on the drawing this is round here, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so these cuts look pretty good. Is there any obvious ones that I missed? There's one here. Oh, and there's ones on the inner rim. I still might want to do tube for these. Or I could just use clay. Let's say I decided to try clay. Okay, maybe not. see, if I voxel remeshed this and then used clay, it's not really going to be clean. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think that'll work. We'll make this a little shorter. And let's take both of these. We'll just make them so that they're just connected to the inner part. Okay, so honestly, I might just use, let's try out tube. Tube, man, is tripping. What's up, Chris? Yeah, I got a little sleep. Not as much as I should have, probably. But I slept a little bit. But once I get going on a project, then I get going on it. Especially some artwork that I'm excited about. Okay, so this should be, it's not really touching that spot. It's right next to it. From the front view. Whoop. Tilt it back a little bit. Hopefully we can use some magic here and get this round. Ooh, tube. I think tube is the move. So we'll do one there, we'll clone it. We'll slide it over. And this one is very similar, but just thinner. I like it. They don't look like all the other ones, but I think I'm okay with it. Ooh, and there's a little dot that I missed. Looks like it's, we'll make it right over around here a little bit. And there are some cutouts, it looks like, on the other side of that. So let's use, let's clone this. is a helmet cut. Where's the helmet? Okay, so we'll put this near there. So these cuts look like they would be maybe just two nice round cuts around here. But I want them to be lined up with the properly cut, I think. No, actually, maybe they should just be just like this. You know what, let's make it right around this. And let's do another one right here. Okay. So I'm just going to cut those now, I think. Helmet cut, helmet. Let's do a quick save. Or maybe I should... validate. Validate, join. What is this tube? Oh, that's the helmet split. Okay, so these two helmet ring are going to be together. So helmet ring, and then these also will be. So helmet ring. Maybe I'll just make it one color. I don't think I'm going to make the melts or anything like a different color. I think this should all be just black and white. I think that's the best way to go. I'm still iffy about these because they look so much different than all the other ones. I don't think I'm going to keep them, unfortunately. I like them, but they look too different. So let's just make this again real quick. Oh no. We'll just have to do it manually. So it was... one kind of like this. Yep, underneath the back part of the ring. If we're looking at the front, it doesn't meet the top. So that's good. Let's go ahead and trim this. And we'll clone this. We'll have another thinner one right there. Yeah, it just looks better. Okay, helmet ring. Helmet cut. So that's that, that, that. That. So helmet ring. Oh, I wonder if I can do the helmet cut. Let's just put these together. I wonder if I can do all this at once and just hide this. It's all helmet ring stuff. Let's see what happens. We'll stay with 205. Ooh, the helmet got real ugly though. Why? Why did it do that? Okay. Helmet cut. Okay, much better. I'm not going to smooth it yet. It looks good. It looks how I hoped it would look. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And since this is connected with these, let's just connect it. Helmet ring. What is the helmet split? Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Okay, so let's take this. Okay, we'll join these. Okay, these are all together, good. These are all together. Where are these other pieces? So that's a tube. See, these are the helmet melts. So we'll just put H3. Also connected are these two little things. Tap H3 last so it sticks to that name. Okay, so we have H3 and H2. Let's bring that up to where the helmets are. Or H, as they would say in the UK. So H3. And then we have this helmet split. Okay, what's the best thing to do? H3 can float. Where's the helmet? So I'm going to validate it. Actually, I'm not going to validate it. I'm going to clone it. And one of them I'm going to validate. The other one I'm going to hide. So this and this, that's going to be cut out of the thing. And I think that's the only thing that's going to be cut out of the helmet, I believe. I think that's true. So just these two. Let's see what the Boolean looks like. It's a good split. I would say that's a success. So now it's just to, this is the helmet, H2, voxel remesh them together quite high. Always save before a voxel remesh. Okay, let's see what happens if we turn this back off. Does it look cleaner? Not really. Doesn't look as clean. What if I do it abnormally high? Does it make any difference? Alright, last thing I want to try out is if I take all of these and also turn smooth shading off. I just want to see if there's any difference there. No, it still looks bad. Okay. The only other option I can think of is to get this looking good without first. So I'll turn smooth shading on and then voxel remesh it. See if I can get it to look good. It's probably the best we're gonna do. Let's voxel remesh these. Okay, that's decent. Probably the best that we're going to do. So I'm going to take round edge and try to round this out. Okay, this is kind of thick, but that's what happens. So this is now the helmet. And I think we can smooth out some of these areas here. They should look naturally a little bit more melty once we kind of smooth it out. I don't know what else I'm going to do to the helmet, so I'm going to leave it, but I'll definitely decimate it later on, so it's not so huge. But I think that looks pretty good still, all things considered. So let's take this ring, smooth shading on. How big is it? It's huge. Okay, so let's save and let's voxel remesh this together. And smooth it. Get these rings out of here. Oh no, can I not get the rings out? I don't like the rings. I don't care what it takes. I'm getting rid of them. Or they're like the ribs. Okay, I'll take that. Okay, didn't we hide the split? So we hid the split. And I actually like to, it actually looks good. So let's validate it. Sometimes I just move it down. Let's do pivot, center, pivot. Kind of snug it in there a bit. Trim off the bits I don't need. And then you can make that black and it makes it look really nice. Bob Ross. Do you think the new iPad Air will be capable? Yeah, I think any iPad at this point in time is just fine for Nomad. The iPad Pro definitely wouldn't be overkill. Like with any technology, more times than not, the Pro version is gonna be better in terms of like advancement wise. New M2 Air will be just fine. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what I feel about the M4 Pro as well. The only time I would get a bigger one is if it was 14 inches, 15-inch screen. What's up, Neon? Great to see you here. Hopefully you guys can take a moment and give me a like. I would appreciate it. I always forget to like the formalities of saying, oh, give me a like. What are your thoughts on the paper-like screen protectors? Do I have one on here? I think I might be using one. I like them. They sent me like a couple for free, and I used them, and yeah, they were good. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have one on here now, but I also like the regular brands that aren't paper-like are just fine as well. I just prefer a matte screen, so it also helps with reflections. So I always use some sort of matte screen protector, but I like the paper-like. They did send me their like ergonomic pencil thing, which I wasn't a big fan of. Silicon pencil case. No, it's already 1:11. I'm not going to worry about moving my car. Oh, I got to do cuts in the body, don't I? Okay, we've also remeshed that one arm. And we got to do cuts. Let's do our cuts. Okay, so we have cylinder here. This is the arm. So these two will join. This is the arm. And let's see how it looks as is. I think it's good. If anything, it might be a little too big. Okay, so this, let's do a quick save and voxel remesh this. I think I did it at like 400 and it looked fine. So we'll take this and this to join them. Arm left, arm right. Boolean. Nice. No complaints. So what has to be cut out of this? So for this, we have these buttons. Button A, button B. If we hide those, okay, these are the cuts. So this is a body split. Okay, so let's validate this. Do I have this cloned? Let's clone it. So body split, buttons, body, and I also have these cylinders too. Let's just do these for now, I guess. So we'll do Boolean. So I think this is the body now. I don't even know what that is. I feel like I messed up. Okay, so this is the body. Let's go ahead and bring these up. Body holes, body holes. All right, let's bring these up to the body. Where's the body? So body holes. Button A, button B, so these are the buttons. Okay. So I'll join these. These are going to be cuts. Oh, here's the body split. Join. So that's everything that's going to be cut out of the body. Good. Boolean. Let me make sure I hit it. Sometimes I can't remember what I'm doing. Boolean. Boolean. So we look at it in the front and it looks good. Off, it looks a bit better. I wonder if I trim it, if I can get that looking any better. Yeah, I would say so. I like that. So let's add, so here's the body split. So now we can sort of, let's do pivot, center pivot, and we can sort of shrink it into the body a little bit more. But it looks like the pivot is not gonna be helpful. So we just need to move it down. Into the body. I think that's good. We can cut this. right at the end. No one's going to look that close. Only you guys will know that it's not perfect. Okay. Split lining. Body. Oh, my poor back. My poor back. Neon. I'm struggling to model hands, and the ones you have done here are the exact hands I want to do, but I sadly missed that part of the stream. So essentially, yeah. Once I'm done, once I'm done with the streams, they're going to be saved. But the way that I did these hands is, oh, did I not record that other way that I did the hands? But I'll make a video doing hands this way. Essentially, it's just tubes. Oh, I can't remember the other. Yeah, to make a long story short, you just make like a round cylinder or a square or a whatever you want the palm to be, and then you just use tube. So once you have your tube like this, you can curl or whatever, 3 dots. I usually do post subdivision up to 2, and I turn this down, and it gets round. And you can kind of mess with this too. Sometimes that helps. So you can add as many as you need. You can make it like wide, kind of like that. It's not perfect, but it usually works. So then once I'm happy with it, like I validate it, and then I just use move to like make the tips a little bit more round if I want. And pretty much like that, and then I just smooth it out. Not exactly like that. Usually I voxel remesh it so it doesn't like shrink so much. But pretty much like this are the way that I've done them. Just spending a little more time on the placement. But that's pretty much it. But there's some videos, if you look up the more recent videos of tubes, it's just a rounded tube. Speaking of which, let's save. Let's get this hand. I hate that we have to do it this way. So this is the left hand. I'm just going to take this out. LA. Where's the little one? Come on. Oh, actually I don't need to join them. I think that would be smart. Where did I put the hand? Hand left. Are these all connected? They are. Okay, so. Let's just see how it looks. If I voxel remesh this at like 400. $400's like that's like the move. I rarely do sculpts that are like this high res too. So I'm trying to be careful to just smooth the backs, because I want to maintain those creases on the front. But it actually looks pretty good as long as I don't really mess with it too much. I think I'll be happy with it. Let's solo it. This looks pretty good. Alright, yeah, that looks great. since I like it, I don't want this to keep getting too huge. So I'm just going to save it and decimate it. Even if it's just once for now. Oh, you can kind of see that it's hollow in there. That's kind of annoying. But not too bad. So we'll join these. And this is right hand. Let's take this out. Oh, no problem, Neon. Yeah, I'll definitely do, because I made a cool hand to hold the iPhone, but I think I was just kind of experimenting. So I'll definitely record a cartoon hand tutorial. Alright, I think this is good for now, so I'm going to run, but you guys pretty much see, I'll record the regular part of this. Sorry I couldn't finish this off on the stream, but we're pretty much there. So I'll do a bunch of these details, clean it up, and then maybe I'll come back on for a live stream later on if I can. But make sure to give me a like, I appreciate it. I'll show you, you know what I'll do? I'll do this. I'll show you essentially what it's going to look like. I'll try to. How cool is that? So let's, oh, it's already white. I want to paint everything white. Add a light. Do that for 2. Let's go ahead and put all the bells and whistles on. Let's make this a little bit brighter. That looks better with that on. Let's add some more lights. Oh, the screen dimming I can't take. We'll go to a line. Okay, we'll make that nice rim light. Maybe we'll add another one over here. Rim light we can make a bit brighter. It looks very dark, so let's make this a little more light. Get rid of that glow a bit. Make the background dark. Turn the environment on, but turn it down. that's essentially what we're working with. Make sure it's clear so you guys can see it clearly. Alright, so I'm going to do some more little updates, but essentially this is what we're going to wind up with. I might paint some things. I don't know, there's so much I can do, so I'm looking forward to it. But I will be back on live later on, hopefully. And eventually we'll bring this over into Blender, and it'll look absolutely amazing. Alright, keep drawing, keep